So I always start these conversations off the same way. And with you, I'm actually really interested because of your background as an artist. What was the moment or the event that happened in your life that made you think, like, this is what I want to do? I want to make art, I want to create stuff.
Mm. Um, I always hesitate when people ask me that question because I don't know. I think I want the answer to be like deep and philosophical or something. But the truth is, I got into art because there was a girl I wanted to go out with.
Yep. Yep.
Like
That's how
that's
I
just
started going to church. So I get it.
exactly, exactly. Those youth groups were not about Bible studies at all. Anyway, anyway, um, so there's this woman that I had met. She was a bit older than me. She was 4 years older than me. She had just graduated college. I was just out of high school, not even thinking about college. I was in a rock band at the time. And in fact, she actually was going to a Bible study at a group that I was at, and it was a college group, and I was college age,
Hmm.
so I was going to this thing, and I just thought she was great, but she was like, "Look, you're a really nice guy. I really think you're a nice guy, but you're not thinking about your future at all. So I kind of got things to do. So I ran down to the junior college that week, registered for some classes, came back and said, I'm thinking about my future now. Do you want to go out? And she thought it was funny. And we started going out. And randomly, I had registered for some art classes, some art history classes. I didn't know anything about art history. But when I got into that class, I realized that my visual intelligence had never been asked of me in
Hmm.
any class I had ever taken before. And so, whereas in high school, my GPA was 0.65, and the reason I graduated high school was because they were sick of seeing me. I got into this class and I got a B in that class, and it blew my mind. Up until that point, I pretty much thought I was just not a very smart person.
Right.
But as I said, it was just because I hadn't figured out how to tap into my own brain. It turns out that my brain is very visual. And if I can figure out the visual aspect of it, I can learn whatever I need to learn. So after taking that art history class, I took another art history class, another art history class, and then finally I took a painting class. And that was the moment I said, I don't want to do anything else. This is
Hmm.
this is for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes me wonder because I've always wondered this, especially with visual artists and the way that you approach this in the film too with Terrell and the way that he does his art. Like is when you think about art, is it about sort of you have this image in your brain and you just need to get it out onto a canvas, whatever that is? Or is it that you're sort of uh, peeling away at what's already there and you're just
Mm.
trying to reveal something that already exists? It just hasn't been created yet.
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. For me, I like being in a space where I don't know what's happening,
Yeah.
right? So I generally start, I might have a little bit of an idea of a sketch, but I don't reproduce the sketch. I'm not trying to make that exact same thing. I discovered really early on that it's in that space of not knowing that I can actually surprise myself and go beyond myself. If I sit here and plan out every single aspect of it, I know exactly what's going to happen. But when I go into those moments where like I don't know, it feels weird, but I think I'm going to cut a hole in the center of this painting.
Hmm.
Makes no sense to me, but let's see. And when that happens, you take these risks and you lose some. You definitely lose some. But when they work, it inevitably opens doors to creativity that you just didn't even know were there. It just becomes another room for you to explore.